What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 17 different altcoins today. Hit that like button and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I will leave a list in the description below with timestamps attached to it for all the coins, and I'm also going to go over it verbally here right now. So let's just do that. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get going. Filecoin and SWFTC for Mr. Peter Davies. Casper coin. I wonder if you meant Caspa, but I wrote Casper because that's what you said, Casper, and you said Casper coin. For Brian Mirko. Brett for Electric Touch. Sui, S-U-I, or Sui, and Near Protocol for Paul O. ADA, ICP, HNT, and RSP for Mark Gurgis. LCX for 180 Ahmed, or Ahmed, and then Holo for either I think it's Tage or Tage or Tahe, Tage. Mana for BBL, COQ and Wojack for Mug Music. Trump for Fulfta, and then GTC for Keltinger. Fulfta, I think is how I pronounce that, but that's the 17 coins. Again, hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I do ask that people keep it to 2 requests per gap on request days. It keeps the list shorter, more concise, and it just allows me to go to bed on time without having the requests build up too much. But to be fair, I haven't been doing requests as often as I would have liked to over the past week and a half now. So the fact that there are some of you that requested more than 2, it's okay. It's totally fine. But just for future information, because I know Mark, you requested more than that. I did 4, and I think the other 2 that you requested out of the 6, they're already requested on here. But let's get started, guys. Enough talk. Hit that like button. Let's go. Filecoin, $4.21 right here. From a high point to a low point. Reached for your 382, couldn't quite get there. Down to your 0.069. All right, we got the monthly out of the way. I don't know why I was even doing that. It's probably not relevant. Weekly, you're up about 18.7%. I don't mind the weekly RSI at all. You found support in an area that you found support before, so that's fine. Lower end of this accumulation range, probably going to move up to the upper end in a matter of months, right? Maybe by the end of the year, if not sometime next year. I would think with most of crypto rallying probably into the end of this year, you could be up in this area, if not even up in this area by the end of the year. You really could. Certainly by the beginning of next year, you could be up in this area. But for the time being, the goal is to get to your 382, which is at about $5.04. You want to do that. Let's look at the daily and see what's in store. I don't like the volume. I really don't like the volume. This to me looks like a bull trap. Actually, the more that we're looking at it, it does look like a bull trap, I must say, from a high to a low. Let's just see. Right around that area that you would expect to find some resistance. You might go up a little bit today. What's the 4-hour look like? You could go up a little bit today, but 432 to 447. Don't be swayed if you go up a little bit higher, guys. Don't be swayed. Relative high to low. Nice. Yeah, so 618 back to your 382, common maneuver up to your, yeah, you probably do go a little bit higher. You could turn around from here and go a little bit lower first. I don't know if this is a bull trap. I'm going to take it back. I think that you're in an area that you could find resistance, right? But a bull trap would then imply that actually you would go lower. You would just reject and even go past this low point here. So I don't think it's a bull trap. Oh, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, everybody. All right, I'm back. Okay. Let's see here. All right. Sorry, I was just looking at something. Had to put my daughter down too. She woke up a little bit. Yeah, I think you could move up a little bit higher and then down. At this point in time, with what you're doing, if you want to validate that this is not a bull trap, well, first and foremost, you don't want to go below there. But it'd be really nice if you held this $3.97 area. Previous area of resistance right here, your 618 golden ratio from your relative high to low. Do that. Definitely do that. I would expect that you do at least return back to that $4.12 area, but probably around $4, $3.97, something like that. So don't be surprised if you go up a little bit and then down, but just as well, you don't have to go up. You really could just move down from here, but that's fine. From a relative low to a high, look at that. So perfect. Right around your 382 as well on this. And on a strong move, which this absolutely is a strong move, if it would let me, come on. This is absolutely a strong move right here. Pulling back to your 382 is a very normal thing to do. So I'm expecting a move down to around $3.90 to $4. That's my personal expectation before moving higher. So that's that. And when you're moving higher, where are you going to go to? Again, probably to the top side of this range. And by the end of the year, I would expect that you're either at the top side of this range, anywhere from like $9 to $12.30, if not potentially even upwards to like $18, $30 by the end of the year, certainly going into next year. I think that when it comes time, it might not be by the end of this year, but it could be that you break out of this zone. You really could. But when it comes time to breaking out of this zone, this long phase of accumulation, you're going to see these extensions being hit in no time, and potentially even deeper than that. Really, what you're probably going to see are just standard retracements based off of this high to low here when you break out of this consolidation phase. When you get above, when you maintain levels on a like weekly closing basis above like $10.25, I would say you're geared up to go to like $40, man, and beyond. Honestly, as crazy as that sounds, like this is soon to come. That's going to be your move when you break out of this. It might not be a straight line. It might seem like a straight line, right? Like this looks like a straight line here, though it absolutely wasn't. There were ups and downs and all arounds in that, but yeah, that's what you have to look forward to. But first, probably a little bit of downside, and it's not going to happen overnight, right? It's going to take time. So, but yeah, looking good, Filecoin. So that's that. SWFTC. Let's see. On Coinbase, sure, we'll use it on Coinbase, yeah. From a low, that was not the low. That was also not the high. I'm going to take Mr. Hat's advice here. Let's see. Strong magnet. There we go. Down to your 1618. Nice. Above your 1272. Nice. Let's look at the daily. I like it. I like the daily RSI. I don't mind the weekly RSI. You're at an area that you found support around before. Yeah, it's not conventional to not see the oversold zone, but it's more bullish than it is bearish. And I like the reaction that you're having down here. Yeah, this could be SWFTCoin's time to shine. I'm not completely convinced that you're ready to move up just yet. You might have one more flush back down to this area, a higher low nonetheless, right? But something around 0.003326 to 0.0031, somewhere around there. That's what I would expect over the coming days. And then over the coming weeks, over the coming months, you're probably going to see a move back up to this 0.0043 area to 0.00518 area. And from then on, is this right? Yeah, from then on, you're going to be moving up higher. Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. Anyways, I have that drawn backwards. There we go. Yeah, 1.3 cents to 2 cents itself is on the table. Those are targets that could be achieved by the end of the year, if not Q1 of next year. Certainly, absolutely, it could be. I just want to look at this real quick one more time. Maybe this low. Yeah, dude, it looks good. It looks really good. Absolutely, that's your low. Dude, yeah, probably by the end of the year, if not very early next year, 1.3 cents to 2 cents is coming your way. Just to keep that in mind there. But first, a little bit of downside, just a little bit, right? I don't know if you're ready to break out like today, but very soon, very, very soon. And if I'm wrong and you break out right now, cool, good for you. Casper, CSPR. On crypto, looking at it on a monthly basis here, it looks bad, man. Brian Mirko, if this is the coin you're asking for, my condolences, my friend, because this thing looks very bad. I wouldn't sell here, but I wouldn't be sleeping either. It probably comes back up to about 2.5 cents, and maybe 2.2 to 2.5 cents, and then from there it's in the dump. But dude, if you're lucky to get it at higher prices, I would just, as soon as you're back around this line here at 2.5 cents, or like in this zone between like 3.3 to 2.2 cents, somewhere in this zone, I would just sell and get out and look elsewhere. Lick your wounds and put it in something else if this is the coin you're requesting. It's a horrible chart. It's not good. Bullish divergence, sure. You had your move and that's all you mustered, man. I don't like it. I don't like it. If it's for Caspa itself, I'll just do that for funsies real quick. I think Cas is getting ready for new all-time highs. I've been saying that right for a little while now. I actually said it back here, and it did get to new all-time highs, but then it just went down some more. Consolidating below your 618. I don't know, man. A lot of people are really bullish on Caspa, but I'm not completely convinced that this is the case. But that could be your all-time high for the cycle. Caspa, you guys, has been in a longer bull market than any other crypto so far, right? Like it has literally been in a bull market since before this month even, right? But if we're counting it, it's been in this bull market now for, I guess with its high, that would have been last month, right? 26 months. You don't really see many cryptos see bull markets that go up just like this for that long. And if they do, like the longest I'd give is like 35 months. That'd be like somewhere, if not now, somewhere within like the next half year or so, give or take a couple months. You're going to find that high. But if it's not the high, and again, I'm not completely convinced. I would bet more that you haven't found your high versus that you have found your high. But it's a possibility, something that I'm addressing, right? I would bet more that you have a move up to 22.5 cents, 28 cents to go before finding your actual cycle high. At the highest I'd give you is like 42 cents, but I really don't think you're going to move up too much higher than that. A lot of these guys that like Caspa, and no hate to you guys, maybe I'm the hater, I don't know. A lot of these guys think that Caspa is going to be worth like $5, $50 by the end of this cycle, and I don't see that happening, man. They don't. I don't think you guys understand what gravity is. But time will tell, man. Let's see how this month closes. You have 8 days left in the month. If you close this month 18% down like you are now, if it's a red month, right now what you have is 1 drive, 2 drives of bearish divergence. So your goal should be by the end of this month to close a green month. That should be your goal. I don't know if you will. Time will tell, but I don't know if you will. Caspa kind of, it can do its own thing apart from the market. So time will tell. But that's your goal. That's the one thing I could say is try to close this month green. It was the same goal last month. Try to close it green, because if you have double bearish divergence presenting itself, it just validates what I'm saying. You're near the end of your rope. At most, you have 1 more drive up. And even without that, I still think you only have 1 drive up. But this would just add fuel to my fire that I'm saying. Anyways, that's that. A coin that I don't even know if it was requested. ADA, Cardano. Looking at the relative high, the all-time high here, to the cycle low, down to your point. Dude, it looks so bad. I think it goes up higher. I do think it goes up higher. I'm not going to do cycle long predictions on this one. Yeah, it looks like it wants to move up from here. I don't think it sees new all-time highs, though. From here, let's look at the daily. I think you go up a little bit more, 41.6 cents, and then potentially back down to 35.6 cents and then up. When you break above 53 cents to 58 cents, when you break above that zone there, then you're going on to 64 to 71 cents. Whenever you break above 71 cents, we're looking for prices that are back above $1, even above $1.50. but it all starts with a move above 41.6 cents, which I don't think you're going to get on this next attempt. I think over the coming days, over the coming weeks, you'll be working your way, and probably over the coming days, you'll be working your way up to this area, and you'll probably work your way back down, and then boom, you'll start moving up to this zone here. So when you get above 41.6 cents, 53 to 58 cents is what you're looking for. And then when you get above that, which you probably don't just do on your first attempt, you probably do find resistance on it and come back down to one of these levels here, 47 cents, 41.6 cents. Once you break above that, 64 to 71 cents. Once you break above 71.6 cents, looking at prices over $1. ICP, another coin that I think is overrated. Absolutely, I don't believe ICP will see new all-time highs this cycle. I've said that since back here. A lot of people hated whenever I said that because I was actually thinking that it was going to go lower. It was looking pretty bad, but then, man, it just went right up. And since then, it's actually been pretty boring, but hasn't the rest of the market. I do think ICP will grow. I've actually said that all along, that I do think ICP will grow. I think that anybody who's holding ICP will gain value in their portfolio. I just think there are much better prospects elsewhere in crypto, but time will tell. Most cryptos, to be completely fair, have been very boring this cycle. We're getting to the phase where it's going to be exciting, so anything can happen. I could definitely be wrong, but looking at it for what it's worth, relative low to high here, right down to your 618, tipped it, beautiful move. Looking fine on the weekly RSI, resilient, that's for sure. Looking just like everything else this week, having a little bit of an upside. You're at your overbought zone, an area that you could find resistance at. Let's look at the relative high to low here. Right at your 618, you tipped it for support. I bet you tip it for resistance. If you go above $8.86, the highest I'd see you going to is about $9.23 before finding resistance. You probably do something like this, where you move up to this bubble here. If not in that bubble, like literally to this line right here, which you're very close to doing, and then you move back down to about $8.30 or $7.77, something like that, and then up, right? Probably up a little bit more. If not, this could have been your move itself. Like, you might have already topped off, but up a little bit more, down, and then up. And I really wouldn't think it's a bad thing if you move down to $7.77 again, to find support at a previous area of resistance at your 382, 618, 69 zone down to your 382. Very common maneuver when working your way up to the 786, 886 zone. So I do think up a little bit more. If not, I mean, you really could be finding resistance right here, man. Right at the overbought zone, right? Right at your 618, where it just kind of makes sense. So I would call for a move down. If you move up, it's going to be insignificant to the move down that you have, which is also going to be relatively insignificant. Overall, I think ICP does have more growth to go when it comes time to moving higher than this high, which I do think it does. $29, $30, $46 is on the mind. I don't think ICP is getting above these highs here. I don't think you're going to see prices above like $85, and certainly not new all-time highs. I just don't see it happening. No offense, but that's my, like, from here, from the current price, I don't think ICP has a 10x in it at all, which is still fine. You could 2x, 4x, 5x your money, right? But nothing a 10x or higher. No, I don't think so. Unless it really is everything that it promises to be. But my automatic bias for cryptos that sound promising, I just say, shove it up your promise hole, man, because plenty of cryptos have the best promises, have the best white papers, have the best words, right? Best narratives going for them. But that's all they are. And only some of them, only a very small sum of them fulfill those promises, right? So only a very small sum of them do, right? That's just how it is. All the coins that wanted to kill Ethereum, they had promises to kill Ethereum back in like the 2017, 2018 cycle, and even in the next cycle, right? The 2020 to 2021 cycle, and they had all these promises. They had one good cycle in them, but that was it. That was it, right? They're irrelevant now, right? Like Neo, the Chinese Ethereum. I bet none of you who've been in this crypto cycle, this is your first crypto cycle, even the last crypto cycle, none of you know who Neo is, right? Or what Neo is. It was supposed to be the Ethereum killer, right? Had all these promises, had all this promising technology behind it, but promises don't mean anything, right? Results do. And at the end of the day, Ethereum produced results. It actually fulfilled its promises. It kept its word, and it kept producing things. Not that Neo hasn't. Ethereum's just done better, and it's maintained its adoption rate, right? And that's all I'm saying about things like ICP, things like did I skip some? Bro, Paul, What did I do? I skipped SUI and Near and Brett. I'm going to get back to those guys. I'm sorry. I went straight to ADA and ICP, so we're not going to do HNT, Mr. Mark. We're actually going to go to Brett, Electric Touch, and Paul O. I'm sorry if you guys noticed that. Hopefully you don't. I gave it in the list, like verbally, the order, but I'm going to write it differently. I'm going to actually make a note right now. I don't know what happened to me. Let's see. So down below there, and then SUI, SWE as well, and Near, right? Because we didn't talk about SWE, Near, or Brett. We were supposed to. So Brett, SWE, and Near are the next ones that we're going to go over. And then we'll get back on track with HNT. I'm sorry. I was like, damn, dude, I'm moving through this list. Not really. Brett looking fine. I think it did find its low, obviously. Low to high here. I would have thought it went to its 618, but it didn't. And I had said this a couple times that I wasn't counting on this 618 too much because you did have highs over here and you found support right at that area, so that's fine. Weekly RSI being at the 50 area too, that's not bad. Daily RSI looking good, looking productive, nice. Price action's looking good. I'm not sure this is your moment where you break out of this little phase here, but you're getting there. You're absolutely getting there. High to low. Yeah, you're getting there, man. You're at 10 cents now. I think you are moving up higher. I really do. Perhaps first you move down to about like 9.2 to 9.3 cents first. But all in all, yeah, you're on your way up to like 12.3 cents, 13.4 cents. The amount down you have is pales in comparison to the amount of upside you have, right? Like maybe you do something like that first and then up, whatever. And this is kind of in that area of lower highs, but it's still a lower high, but you're breaking out. Maybe you consolidate in this area, and then you make another move up. But yeah, I think Brett's going to make its way up over the coming weeks. I would expect 12.3 to 13.4 cents sometime in September, probably. Yeah, it's looking fine. Brett, easy peasy. Sweet. I got like caught up with Casper and Cas. That's what it was. So this one is one of Ben Armstrong's favorite coins and the Duchess of DeFi. Remains to be seen if it does well. I think it will, but time will tell. That's the only people, like big accounts, that I've ever heard talk about it. I guess Rand Nooner with Crypto Banter talks about it too from time to time. I think he talked about it today even. But high to low here. Breaking above the 382, holding above it. Nice. I like that. Yes. Yeah, it looks really constructive. Yeah, sweet. You're probably on your way up to like $1.20 to $1.35 really soon. Again, like most of the market, you've seen a little bit of an increase, right? You reached for a breakout here yesterday, and you didn't have a lot of volume. I'm curious to see what you do with this day. Are you going to get the follow through, or are you going to pull back? And if you pull back, that's okay. Maybe pull back down to like 92 cents. You're at about $1 now. You could pull back a little bit. That's fine. But really, I'd say similar to Brett, I think you have more upside to go than downside. So $1.20, $1.35 is what I'm expecting, is what I'm looking for. Hold on, I have to respond to this real quick. All right, let's see. Okay. Had a friend hit me up. Oh, yep. Okay. I'm going to have to wrap this one up, man. I'm going to have to make it quick, but that's okay. Yeah, I think that's fine for SWE. As far as all-time highs go, it could reach as high as like 332, maybe 569. I know that they're talking about, I was watching BitBoy today, or maybe I was watching Cassie talk about it on BitBoy's channel, talking about it going to $20. I'm not so convinced it does, right? Personally, I'm not so convinced it does, because this is its first cycle. A price up there, up in this area, first off of it, a price up in that area. I would think it wouldn't go to 20. I'd probably go to 26.85, and that'd put it at above $100 billion. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it deserves that. And what do I know? But I don't think it does. I don't think it's proven itself. I don't normally give $100 billion market cap as a ability for most coins in their first cycle. But something that's like 20 to 60 billion, 20 to 80 billion is possible. I would more focus probably on this, like anywhere from 332 to maybe like 1570 at the highest. That'd be my personal expectations. It's a huge range. Personally, by the end of the cycle, with how much hype's around this, with how much is going on with the ecosystem and everything, right? I don't know too much about it, but it does seem like I think that these 570 to 1570 areas would be more of a possibility. But at a minimum, 332 to 414, you're at about $1 now. So it just doesn't sound like, to me, it doesn't seem like it would stop here. I definitely do think you'll see $10 or more, but time will tell. I don't think you'll see $20. $10 to 15 is really what I feel the most comfortable with. Maybe 10 to 16. But that's the longer term stuff. I gave you the shorter term stuff. Near, and I know, Paulo, you were asking about Grayscale. I was looking it up. It's not available, so I'm wondering maybe they did the private placement sales, which means that in 6 months' time, those will be available, right? They'll probably come out at an insane discount. You could compare it to like LTCN and BCHG when they first came out. You'll probably see an initial dump and then an initial pump, and then really that's it. That's like the end of it. I don't know what's wrong with me, man. I got a hold on. Got some gunk in me right now. But near USD, I haven't looked in to see if this one is on Grayscale or not. Maybe it is. Let's actually look. Grayscale. I don't see any near in there, and maybe it's thrown into one of their funds or something, but I'm assuming it's probably a private placement sale, in which case you wouldn't be able to participate in those unless you're of the eligibility for private placement, or more likely until like 6 months from now when those sales are unlocked. The ability to sell those stocks are unlocked. I really like your chart though, from a low to a high, holding your 382. It's beautiful. Yes, you wick down below, but bro, you closed right there. It looks great. Weekly RSI looks great as well. I definitely think near has more to go. Yeah, daily RSI looks good too. Looks strong. You're in an area where it wouldn't be crazy to find resistance, just like most crypto. Okay. You're right at your 618. So if you go up higher, you're at 477. Your recent high was at about 488. The highest I'd give you is about 515, somewhere in that area, but that very well could have been your high. Expect to move down to 447 to $4.10 or $4.09 even, and then up. I'm more in favor of this 0.5 area, around 440 to 450, somewhere in there, and then moving up, but down for now is what my thoughts are. Yeah. You could keep moving up, but again, if you move up just a little bit more and then down, you could move a little bit down today, and then if you move down like that, then good. But move down a little bit down today and then move up tomorrow and then move down to the areas that I'm talking about. Just something to keep in mind. It's not common that you rip through these 618s, but I have been seeing that happen a lot lately. Actually, a lot of things have been ripping through the relative 618s. So if you do get above 515, 553, 596, that could be the area you go to. I wouldn't think that you just rip right through this without any repercussions, but it's possible. Anything can happen. But at the time being, I would more expect a pullback to this 440, 450 area. That's my genuine expectation from near. If you move up again a little bit in comparison, HNT. Now we're back on track here. Okay, I need to respond real quick here. Sorry guys, I don't normally do this, but I have a friend who needs something that I have, so I'm gonna hook him up. Sounds like a drug deal. I'm gonna hook up a homie, bro. No, let's see here. That's not what it is, okay, FBI? That's not what it is. It's completely legal what he's picking up. But anyways, low to high. Let's see here. Nope. Nope. It looks good. Okay, it looks good. I'm not saying nope in a bad way. I was just saying nope as in I wasn't seeing what I was looking for on this monthly chart. Weekly chart looks great, man. And the monthly chart looks good too. Dude, looks really, really good. Yeah. High to low here, above your 618 on the first attempt. Nice, bro. My ask for you, my goal for you would be to stay above 660. Don't get below 6. If you get below it, don't close below it, okay? But you look like you want to move up to 828 to 948 over the coming days, over the coming weeks. Soon. Very, like, dude, yeah. Helium looks like it wants to move up, man. Yeah. This one could be the winner, Mark Gurgis. The 4 hour, though, deceives you a little bit. No, but the 1 hour, I don't know. I'm going to stick with it. I think you're going to find support here, and I think you move up. If I'm wrong, though, if I'm wrong, and you close today or the next day below 660, if you close this week below 660, you're on your way back to 562 to 480, somewhere in that zone. But if I'm right, and assuming you find support here, you're more likely going to go to 830 to 950, somewhere in that zone, okay? And then once you break above 950, it's on to 16 bucks, 25 bucks. No crap, guys. Higher than that, yeah. Like this, it looks really good. So I'm thinking it's going to go higher, probably 828 to 948 is what I'm thinking, honestly. RSP. RSP, is it RSR? Did I write it down wrong? I think it was RS. I don't know why I said RSP. It's RSR. I'm sorry if you caught that, Mark, in the beginning when I was reading it off. I'm very positive because I looked it up. Reserve rights. I know this is the one that you requested, so I don't know why I wrote RSP. I forgot to write the little dash to make it an R there. Let me just see here. Okay, cool. Cool. I definitely have enough time to finish up this video. That's good. If not, I'd just keep him waiting, but let's see. Low to high. Nice move down above your 382. I like it. The goal for you would be to close this week above, or any week above, the 382. When you do that, that solidifies this as a low, and it solidifies the idea that you're getting ready for the next step. The next step ultimately taking you to anywhere from like 2 cents to 3.3 cents. You're at about 0.64 cents now, so that's decent gains in a relatively short amount of time. I like your weekly RSI. I like your daily RSI. Wow, that's a lot stronger of a daily RSI than most of these things are right now. I don't know how significant this line's going to be. Let's see. Somewhat significant. Yeah, nice. Looks like you're breaking through it. Do we have anything that has volume? Yeah. Yep. You probably take a little break here. Okay. Because you broke out. You probably take a little break here. I bet you pull back to about half a cent. No, let's say 0.56 cents. So 0.0056 to 0.00 6 itself. 4 hour, 1 hour. Yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. Maybe you move up a little bit more first. A little bit more to 0.0072. 0.009 is a possibility as well. Maybe a little bit more, but I wouldn't be surprised, right? If you come up here to this area, this is kind of what I would expect, somewhere between 0.008 to 0.0072 in that area, and then down to the area that I was talking about, right down here, right, to around 0.0055 to 0.006, something like that. So up a little bit more, then down, and then up again. Looking good. RSR. LCX is the next one. Man, it's already so late. I had some other requests that I wanted to get done tonight, but I'm not going to be able to. Story of my life, man. If you guys are wondering why I keep muting the mic, I'm like clearing my throat, and I'm sparing you guys from it. I have this phlegm in my throat, right? I've got some like blockage in my airway, and I'm on this medication that's helping me clear it. And I thought I did clear it, but man, today I've actually been clearing a lot more, so it's on its way out, but I'm trying to spare you guys from the noises. Low to high here. Not the best look, but not the worst look. You're at an area where it would make sense to find support. Let's look at this. Let's do this. I don't know what we're going to find here. Classic, yeah, okay, yeah, cool, cool. Get above, you want to get back above 13.6 cents on a closing basis. Daily RSI looks good, looks productive, looks like you want to move up, yeah. Oh, that's not what I wanted, not what I wanted to do. Let's see. Yeah, I think you move up more. If you move down, it's going to be insignificant compared to the upside. But you could move down first, right? You could move down a little bit first. Maybe back down to like 12.75 cents. You're at 13.6 cents now, something like that. And then up. That's okay. Yeah, probably a little bit down first, but inevitably I do think you're working your way up. I think you'll be seeing a move that takes you probably back to 24 cents and beyond in no time. So down first and then up, LCX token. Let's see. Holo is the next one. Holo is hot. Hot, hot, hot. Give me the tickers, guys, because I know Holo Chain. I've heard of Holo Chain, but the tickers help better. Shout out to Tej on that one. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. From an overall high to a low. Yes, yes, you're in your accumulation range. It's fine. Kind of reminds me of the one we just looked at. I would expect you find resistance in this area. Hidden bearish divergence, relative high to low. You probably find resistance in this area. 0.001848 is the highest that I would give you. It's not likely that you'd break above this on your first attempt. Probably back down to 0.001734. If not, all the way back down to 0.00155. Somewhere in this zone, right? Come on now. Up a little bit, if at all, and then down a little bit or down a little bit more, and then up. You really could find support at 0.00163, right there, right? Somewhere in this range is what I would expect. Sorry, let me draw that. Somewhere in that bubble there, right? So up a little bit more, but then down is what I'm thinking. And that 4 hour looks really bullish, really, really bullish. So does the 1 hour. I could be wrong, man, but it's very uncommon to just rip through your 618 and your 886 like this. If you do get 2 days to close above 0.0018428, then you might be going up to 0.00232, 0.00253, or 0.00287. But you'd have to close 2 days above this 0.0018428 zone for me to be convinced of that, right? And who knows? Maybe you close above that today, and then the next day you just rip all the way up there, and before you get the confirmation, you're already there. But I would personally more expect that you do pull back to the 786, 618 area, somewhere in between probably. Hot. That's hot. Mana for BBL. This will be a quick one, my friend. You deserve a longer analysis, Mana, but I'm gonna have to do a shorter one on this one tonight. High to low. At the low of your range, absolutely. I would call that a fake out and a half. Generally with fake outs, especially with a nice Dragonfly doji like that, you get a wicked move up. So I would expect Mana's on its way up to like 50 cents, 54 cents. You're at 31 cents right now. I would expect you're gonna rip over the coming weeks, probably. Daily RSI looks fine. Just like most things, don't be surprised if you find a little resistance here. If you see some fluctuations, volatility over the coming days, you're in an area that it would make sense to find resistance both in your RSI and your fibs. So if you go back to 28 cents, 26 cents, don't be concerned. But I am in favor more of that 28.4 cent zone to find support and then continue moving up. So that's my thoughts. But ultimately, over the weeks to come, not just 50 cents, but like really weeks to months to come, I would expect even by the end of this year, you're above these highs here and working your way up to prices that are above $1, even above $2 by the end of the year. So that's Mana. I don't have to draw the fibs on there. I've looked at that chart enough to know. But Coq Inu. Man, I was bragging about it yesterday. I was like, how many of you heard me clear my throat in this video? And I only cleared it once, but I've been clearing it a lot in this video. And that's okay. It feels different though. It feels more productive. It feels better. Let me see here. Cool. COQ. high to low. COQ is moving up. Dogecoin's moving up. I bet COQ is going to be boring alongside with Dogecoin, man. Probably. Though it might move up a little bit higher. Perhaps you move up to this 382 area around, what is that? 502. Around 502, 50205. Something like that up in this area. And then back down to your 236, right? And then up, something like that. So I bet you go up a little bit more. Genuinely. That's my thoughts on COQ. Enough said. If not, if I'm wrong, don't be surprised if COQ is just boring, right? The rest of the market could be exciting right now, but this thing's just kind of boring, just like Dogecoin and Shiba are going to be. So, and that's okay. And I say that, and Doge went up today, and I think Shiba went up today too, but just standard volatility is what I would call that. Wojack, looking good. That's a nice move, man. That is a bullish engulfing candle. Nice volume, nice RSI read. Looks like it wants to continue upwards. And it makes sense, right? You compared it to Pepe we compared it to Pepe that one time mug music, and Pepe looks good. I think this thing looks good. Probably making a move up to 30779, 3078, whatever, somewhere in there. 4 hour looks good. Just like most things that I've been saying today, don't be surprised if you find a little bit of resistance here. That's okay. From a relative low to a relative high. Maybe pull back to 3056. A little bit of downside, but I think you have more upside to go. Absolutely. Maybe today's red, maybe tomorrow's red, but over the weeks you're moving up. And then beyond that, obviously. I think you're at the low end of this consolidation phase here. You're at the low end, and you're looking to break out of it. Ultimately up to 0.00278, 0.00457, and potentially beyond. But that's Wojack. It's getting exciting. Yes, definitely. If I was looking to buy some, I'd probably wait just a little bit, right? Because you're moving up higher without volume, right? So I would think 0.0056, probably a good area to buy. You're at 0.0059 though right now, so it's not too far away, right? And that's a strong move. I would not expect that you go to your 618. You could, because it's a low liquidity coin, right? But I would expect this zone to hold. And more likely this line, like itself, that 382.0056 probably holds. But that's Wojack. Trump is the next one. Trump looking very bullish on its daily RSI, or 1 hour RSI. Okay, that's its 1 hour. Also looking bullish on its daily RSI as well. Yeah, probably moving up to about $4.60. You're at $3.91 now. That'd be my thoughts. If you move down, maybe move back to like 370 and then up, but I think you're probably going to move up here, find resistance, come back down to this area, find support, and then move up, something like that. That's my thoughts. Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe you do just move down from here. You do have some wicked bearish divergence on that 4 hour. Moved up, closing higher price, but lower levels in volume. Maybe you do move down from here. If I'm wrong on that initial move up, maybe perhaps what you do instead is move down to about 346, $3.10, something like that first, and then up. But that's what I got for that. And then GTC, USD, Gitcoin. Went really low, man. I would have never thought it went to 53 cents, but this move below these lows here, sustained like this is what made me give up on GTC. I still hold some GTC, but I'm going to sell it on this next bit and then rotate it into other cryptos that I think will perform better throughout the rest of the cycle. Probably just put it into Bitcoin Cash or Dogecoin or Shiba or some kind of maybe Pepe, maybe something else, but time will tell. Nonetheless, I do think that this thing looks like it wants to move up higher. Got a little bit of volume building in here at these lows. $1, 3 cents, $1.54, $1.74, stuff like that is to be hit. I do think by the end of the cycle it goes well above, like probably even goes above like $10, $13. I don't know if it sees new all-time highs, and it might, but I'm signing off on this one, man. I'm probably gonna sell once. Definitely going to sell once we get to that like $1.54 area, which I think it is. It's probably going for. Low to high. Yeah, I think so. That's right off your 1886. That's nice. So then I'd look for an 886 retracement. Yeah, back to $1.04, man. Going and right at your 382. Yeah, I bet you're moving up to there right now, honestly. Yep. Looking good on the volume, looking good on the move, looking good on the RSI. Yeah. Volume's dying off a little bit. Like most of these that I've said, don't be surprised if you pull back a little bit. But first, I would think you do continue, right? You're down a little bit today, but I think you do continue a little bit higher. Maybe you pull back, get a higher low, and then continue up to this dollar zone that I'm talking about. So over the weeks to come. And that's it, guys. That's all I got for you. So if you like the video, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.